What if I told you that there's a car that never needs gas, never needs charging, and can keep running on its own power forever? Imagine a machine so advanced that it could power your whole home, your office, or even an entire neighborhood without you ever having to pay another electricity bill. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? That's exactly what the big oil companies, energy corporations, and mainstream media want you to think. Because if you learned the truth, their billion-dollar empires could fall apart overnight. Today, I want to tell you a story that might sound like something straight out of science fiction, but it's happening right now. For years, one man's inventions were mocked, ignored, and even silenced. But now, in a surprising twist, his revolutionary cars and power devices are finally being made available to the public. By the end of this story, you'll know who this man is, how his technology works, and exactly how you can see or even buy these world-changing creations for yourself. The man behind these inventions is Maxwell Chikumbutso, a self-taught engineer and inventor from Zimbabwe. Unlike most inventors who work in fancy labs with millions of dollars in funding, Maxwell started with almost nothing. Yet he went on to design machines that many experts once said were impossible. He became known for creating the world's first self-charging electric car, along with a prototype helicopter, a drone, a mobile broadcasting station, and small energy devices capable of producing clean power with no fuel at all. For years, Maxwell's work caught the attention of curious people everywhere, but it also faced doubt and resistance. The reason is simple. His inventions threatened some of the most powerful industries in the world: oil, energy, and car manufacturing. Critics laughed, experts dismissed him, and governments turned away. But while the world was busy doubting, Maxwell kept improving his designs quietly. And now, his persistence is finally paying off. The world is beginning to take notice. Let's talk about the car that started it all: the self-charging electric vehicle by Maxwell Chikumbutso. Unlike Tesla or other electric cars that need charging stations, this car generates its own electricity as it drives. It has a built-in clean energy generator that keeps supplying power to the motor nonstop. In simple words, this means it can run forever without needing to stop for gas or to charge. Think about it for a second. Every frustration you've ever had with cars, high fuel prices, range anxiety, long charging waits, all of that could disappear overnight. A car that never needs fuel could save families thousands of dollars every year. For businesses, it could completely change how transportation works. Fleet vehicles could operate around the clock without ever stopping for energy. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This kind of technology could destroy entire industries. Oil companies could lose their power. Charging station networks would become useless. Economies that depend on fossil fuels could collapse. That is why many people believe Maxwell's invention was kept hidden for years. Because if the world started using it, trillions of dollars in profit would vanish. Yet, despite all the pushback, the car is real. It exists. And for the first time ever, you can actually buy it. Now let's talk about something even more life-changing: the Micros energy device. This small portable unit can produce continuous clean energy without any fuel or traditional power supply. Imagine plugging one into your home and never paying another electricity bill. Imagine schools, hospitals, and whole communities powered by these units, completely independent of expensive power grids. It's not just about saving money, It's about freedom. It's about true energy independence. For decades, we've been told that power generation requires massive power plants, dangerous fuels, and complex systems. Maxwell's invention completely destroys that myth. These devices can scale up or down depending on your needs. That means whether you want to power a small house, a large office, or even an entire neighborhood, they can be adjusted to fit. If these devices become widely used, they could completely change the global energy system. The way we think about power, electricity, and sustainability could be rewritten forever. But here's the question that everyone asks. If these inventions are so revolutionary, why haven't we heard about them everywhere? Why aren't governments rushing to support Maxwell Chikumbutso? The answer isn't about science, it's about control. History has shown that every major breakthrough that threatens existing systems faces suppression, not because it doesn't work, but because it shakes the foundation of industries that make billions from keeping people dependent. Oil companies don't want cars that never need gas. Power companies don't want homes that run themselves. And politicians don't want to lose control over national energy systems that give them influence and money. That's why inventors like Maxwell are often attacked, labeled as scammers, or called crazy. It's easier to bury their work than to let their ideas spread. But truth can't stay buried forever. After years of silence and struggle, Maxwell's persistence is finally breaking through the wall of resistance. For the first time ever, his inventions are no longer just prototypes or rumors. They're real, working products being made available for purchase. After years of testing, demonstrations, and doubt from the world, Maxwell's devices are finally stepping into reality. Though production is still limited and on a small scale, the fact that anyone can now buy them at all is a historic step forward. This isn't just a cool new gadget, it's the start of something that could change everything. Think about it. Being one of the first people on Earth to own a self-charging car, or powering your whole house with a device no bigger than a suitcase. This isn't just about convenience, it's about living in a world where ordinary people control their own energy. That world is beginning to form right now. Let's take a moment to realize how big this could become. If Maxwell's inventions are produced on a global scale, whole industries could disappear. The oil industry would lose its dominance. Electric utilities would have to change or die out. Governments that rely on energy income could face massive change. But for everyday people like us, this would mean freedom. Free energy means more money in people's pockets, better living conditions, and a cleaner planet. Cars that don't use fuel would drastically reduce emissions. Communities could become self-sufficient. This isn't just about technology, it's about changing how the world works. If you were amazed by what you were hearing and want to keep up with future updates, make sure to stay tuned and follow along. Because let's face it, the mainstream media won't cover stories like this. They have too much to lose. But here, you'll hear the truth as it unfolds. And I want to hear from you too. Do you think powerful corporations will allow this technology to grow and succeed? Or will they try once again to shut it down before it spreads? Share what you think. I'm reading every response. We've come full circle from whispered stories about impossible inventions to suppressed projects to the unbelievable reality that these creations are finally entering the world. This isn't fantasy anymore. Maxwell Chikumbutso's Self-charging vehicles and micro-energy devices are here. They represent not just new inventions, but a turning point in human progress. For so long, we've been told there's no way out of fossil fuels, no escape from power bills, no choice but to depend on systems built to keep us controlled. But today, that lie is falling apart. The world is shifting, and we're seeing it happen in real time. So here's the real question. Are we ready for a world where energy is free and cars can run forever without refueling? Because that world isn't a dream anymore. It's becoming reality. Maxwell Chikumbutso has shown us what's possible. The only question now is whether humanity will embrace this freedom or whether the old powers will do everything to hold it back. If you want to keep following this incredible journey, make sure to stay connected because this story is only beginning and what comes next could change everything we know. And let me leave you with one last thought. If you had the chance to own one of these self-powered cars or energy devices, would you take it? Think about it carefully, because what we re-seeing might just be the beginning of a world where power, literally and figuratively, returns to the people.